Well, we were all saddened by the news that Matthew Perry passed away, and many people are coming out, sharing their experiences, sharing their stories, remembering Matthew Perry. Of course, we know that he was the Friends star, apparently for 10 seasons. So, beloved as an actor, beloved Chandler Bing character, and many of us will certainly remember that. However, if you watched my last live, which I'll make sure to put a link here for those who didn't watch it, he said that while he was promoting his memoir last year, which came out in November, last November, he said that he wanted to be remembered for helping people with addiction, for helping people recover and those who are recovering from addiction. And so I'll make sure to put the link here so that you can watch that and learn more about that. But what was really interesting is that I just happened, if those of you who are new to my channel, hi, I'm Alexandra. So happy that you're here. Welcome. I am a visibility strategist, and I was a former publicist or active publicist. And now I cover visibility, publicity, and branding do's and don'ts, and of course, other strategies to help you grow your brand. However, there was I've been covering a couple of book tours from Britney Spears and Jada Pinkett Smith, and so I'm kind of looking at the bestseller rankings, and I happened to notice yesterday that Matthew Perry's book is number 1 on the Amazon bestseller list. And so I didn't read his memoir before, but there's clearly a renewed interest in his memoir. So let me just show you that. Here we are. Here we have the list, and Britney Spears came out last Tuesday, and so she had been topping the list, but Matthew Perry's book is now number 1 on the list, at least since yesterday. And I'll share an article here where it sounds like he might have been on the list topped the list since Saturday. And also his paperback is also, so his hardcover is number 1, paperback is number 8 currently. When I checked yesterday, his paperback was number 6. So 2 of his versions of his book are on the top 10 bestseller list. So that's amazing for him. It would have been, I'm sure, well, he actually saw his success. That's the cool part. And let me share this article, because it appears that he actually had his book actually topped the New York Times bestseller list back when he released his book in 2022. So the name of his memoir is Friends, Lovers, and the Big Terrible Thing. And it says, has once again taken the number 1 spot on Amazon's bestsellers list in the days after the 5-time Emmy nominee's sudden death at age 54. The book, which was an instant New York Times bestseller after it was initially released last November, details Perry's life and career, including harrowing revelations about his experience with addiction. So, and this is the book. So let me know if I've disabled the chat just because I was going to do this pretty quickly. But if you are listening and you're watching, or you've actually listened to his audiobook, or you're going to get it, or you got it, let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear what you think. And it actually says they were forward by Lisa Kudrow, which was, of course, one of the other Phoebe on Friends, one of his other co-stars. So I thought that was really interesting. As a seer, it all flew out of me, he said, of the writing process. It wasn't that difficult, the book to write. It's a more difficult thing to read because you go, wow, this is a horrible story. But there's a sense of humor that runs through it. And I can just totally see that. I've been watching different media clips of bloopers and goofs on set, and it just sounds like he was such a prankster, and he loved to just have fun and make his co-stars laugh, and that he just was a beautiful person inside. Obviously, also had pain, right? Because he was suffering from addiction and alcoholism and all that. But such beautiful to see that, how he was with his friends, and what a great friend he is. And if you watch, or if you watched the last live I did on what he wanted to be remembered with or by, his some of his close friends noted how he walked them through their own addiction, and he was so supportive of others who were recovering from addiction. So let me do the last one other little thing I wanted to share. This was the statement. So it says that Matthew Perry's Friends co-stars speak out after his death. We are all so utterly devastated. In a statement to People, Jennifer Aniston, Courtney Cox, Lisa Kudrow, Matt LeBlanc, and David Schwimmer paid tribute to their late co-star and friend who portrayed Chandler Bing for 10 seasons on the NBC hit. The Friends cast is mourning one of their own. 2 days after Matthew Perry's sudden death, his fellow castmates spoke out in a joint statement. We are also utterly devastated by the loss of, X out of that. We're also utterly devastated by the loss of Matthew. We were more than just castmates. We are family. Their statement reads, there is so much to say, but right now we're going to take a moment to grieve and process this unfathomable loss. In time, we will say more as and when we are able. For now, our thoughts and our love are with Maddie's family, his friends, and everyone who loved him around the world. The message is then signed by Aniston, Cox, Kudrow, LeBlanc, and Schwimmer. So they'll be sharing more in the days to come, or whenever they feel ready to share. And so, yeah, that's what I wanted to share. In this channel, I like to cover publicists, visibility, do's and don'ts. And this is one of those situations where obviously in his passing, it brought a revived interest in his message, in him sharing his voice and his story, and how powerful that is. And I always talk about this, my mission is to help you and everyone who I work with to own their story, own their voice, share that powerfully with the world. And he did that a year ago by putting out his memoir. And he at least got to see his book become a bestseller. And so knowing that, I don't know exactly how many because I didn't look that up, but to get onto a bestseller list, a New York Times bestseller list, you have to sell at least hundreds of thousands of books. So for him to be number one, he sold a lot of books. So a lot of people read his message, and I hope that it touched many, many people. And I think in his passing, he's continued to leave that legacy of not only being a funny jokester and a heartwarming character people will remember from Friends, but how his story of recovering from addiction inspired others, and also how he was such an amazing friend to those who did suffer from addiction, that he helped, that he walked with, that he held their hand, that he was a shoulder for them to cry on and lean on when they needed that support. So if you like this message, if you like this video, please hit the thumbs up. This was just a quick live today, but I just wanted to share those 2 points I thought were amazing. And I hope that that he continues to be on that bestseller list in, post-mortem. It's just a really amazing testament to who he was and his legacy that he's leaving on the world. Then if you haven't yet subscribed, I'd appreciate if you hit the subscribe button, hit the bell notification so you'll get notified anytime I go live or post a video. And I post videos on how to grow your visibility, how to monetize your brand. Right now I'm doing a 5-day challenge starting next week on how to grow your visibility and monetize your YouTube channel. So if that's you, you're an aspiring YouTuber, or you have an existing YouTuber, feel free to join that challenge. It's free. Go to alexanderfigueredo.com/challenge. And also I put out news on publicity and visibility do's and don'ts, using a lot of public figures as, let's call them, avatars for us to learn and grow together. All right, everyone, with that, have a wonderful rest of your week. And remember, now is your time to be boldly seen and heard. All right, everyone, have a good one. Bye for now.